Johnathan, man, how you doing today?
How you doing?
Great. So today we're going to be talking about the prisoner's dilemma.
Yes.
If you've ever seen the movie Jerry Maguire, you heard of it?
Show me the money.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah,
show me the money.
Yeah.
So Jerry Maguire is a sports agent who is helping Rod Tidwell strike up a new contract.
Right,
That's
right.
where this is. Show me the money.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Cool.
so if you are the owners of the football team and I am Rod Tidwell, okay, I'm trying to position myself and negotiate for as much of that money as possible. And what are you as the owners doing?
The owners, we're trying to get you in. Sales pitch, man. Just trying to really just kind of key you into it.
Absolutely. And so you're trying to pay me as little as possible as you can to still keep me.
This is true.
All right.
This is true.
So in this model, what we're going to look at is how oftentimes in sports markets, how some of that negotiation process works.
Gotcha.
Now, this prisoner's dilemma is not a sports model, but it's a
Gotcha.
pretty interesting model, and I think you're going to like it. Cool. So here in this model, what we're going to assume is that we've got, not Jerry Maguire, but we've got Jerry and we've got Larry.
Gotcha.
Now here's how the story goes.
Okay.
Jerry and Larry are pulled over by the police one evening.
Okay.
Now their vehicle matches the description of a getaway vehicle from a robbery that just occurred at the bank.
Wow.
Okay, so the police haul them in, and the police actually haul them into the police station and put Larry and Jerry in two different rooms.
Okay.
Larry and Jerry can't talk with one another.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so
Okay.
but they know they're in trouble. All right, so Larry and Jerry in two separate rooms can't talk with one another, and the interrogators come in and they tell Larry and Jerry at separate times, hey, we've got enough on this robbery to convict you guys.
Oh, man. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so what can Larry and Jerry do? They can either fess up,
Yeah.
or what do you think their other option is?
Either fessing up, man, or probably the other option would be, man, to either kind of fabricate something that may not be actually to what it is.
Or stay quiet.
Or stay quiet. That's true.
All right.
That's true.
Okay. So we're going to say they can stay quiet. All right. And we'll just put Q over here as well. So they can either stay quiet or admit. Okay. All right. So follow this along. So if Jerry and Larry both stay quiet and don't admit to this, here's the thing, though. The police have just enough information, mostly circumstantial.
Right.
They're each going to get 1 year in jail.
Okay. I
All
see
right?
where you're going. Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So, but if they both admit, all right, so here they both admit to doing it, either admit or pin it on the other person,
Gotcha.
all right?
Right. Okay.
If that's the case, they both admit to doing it, then they get 6 years
Look at that.
each.
Wow.
All right?
Wow. Major difference.
Big difference. Big difference. So we'd probably say that they're both in a position right now, try to stay quiet, right?
much as
Absolutely.
possible. Yeah.
Absolutely.
As possible.
Now what happens, okay, if Larry stays quiet, all right, and instead of admit, what if we just say, so they either admit, Jerry pins it on Larry,
Right,
all right? So if Jerry pins it on Larry and Larry stays quiet, all right, Larry goes to jail for 10 years.
Wow.
Guess what happens to Jerry?
Wow.
He gets off scot-free,
Wow.
all right?
Wow. That's no joke, man. Wow. Wow.
So now what do you think we're going to do here? Jerry's going to stay quiet, all right? And he's going to pin it on Larry, all right? Well, just the opposite. So
And would you think it'll be the same?
Well, sorry, in this one, so we've got Jerry going to jail for 10 years,
got Larry
where
going
Larry gets off.
Gotcha.
So their position on this, what's their best, most favorable outcome? Both stay
Probably
quiet.
staying quiet, yeah.
Absolutely.
Give them a lawyer.
there you
That
go.
kind of thing, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Now we would say as well, they probably don't want to go for this one. If they both try to pin it on each other,
Right.
exactly. If they pin it on the other, they're both going to jail for 6 years. They've got them. But the police also know, right? If they can get one to pin it on the other,
Yeah. That's a good lead. a good lead to
It
conviction.
is, but then one's only going to jail for 10 years while the other gets off scot-free.
Justice is not served.
So what do we do in this situation? If you were in Larry or Jerry's position, what do you think you would do? You can't talk. You certainly can't talk with the other.
It kind of it brings up an interesting dilemma because you want to, I guess, show integrity. So with that being said, you kind of want to be like, well, I did it, it's my fault. I need to go ahead and serve my time.
Fess up.
But at the same time, I'd rather be quiet. If you know what the sentence is going to be and you know the circumstances and consequences behind it, and then if you guys are really friends, like if Larry, like if he's my guy, man, we've been knowing each other for a while, you really don't want to pin it on him, but at the same time, you don't want it to fall back either. So it's definitely interesting.
It does. It presents a really interesting dilemma here on what do you do in these situations. And so there's a lot of applicability here to in sports negotiations. So if we were to, instead of Larry here, okay, here we have our football team. All right, we have our football team, and here we have Jerry Maguire from our movie and Rod.
Gotcha.
All right. So we have Mr. Tidwell and we have Jerry Maguire trying to press for that show me the money, right? Okay.
Gotcha.
So is their best position to just stay quiet and let the football team run the whole negotiation process?
It probably wouldn't be a good idea.
No, absolutely not. They're probably going to get taken to the cleaners.
Very true.
Absolutely.
Very true.
And if Jerry and Rod keep pushing for that show me the money, and the football team comes to show me the money, all right, we probably don't get the most favorable outcome.
Exactly.
So when it comes to these negotiation processes, okay, certainly one gets taken to the cleaner when one presses too hard and the other stays quiet or just gets railroaded. So in that position, when it comes to sports negotiation, really any negotiation process in general, how key that communication process is to the whole thing.
Definitely.
So if we don't have that communication, one is certainly going to get railroaded over the other. So when we take a look at the prisoner's dilemma, which is oftentimes studied in economics, there's a lot of applicability here to even sports markets.
Yeah, very true. I guess you can kind of see how LeBron has gotten his big contract. Huh?
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Well, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an introduction to the prisoner's dilemma.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you.
Very good job. Good work.
All right.